Well, today I'm going to talk about weak draw, and specifically this class of cards that usually looks like something like it says +1 card, +1 action. And then if you reveal the top card of your deck, and if it is something specified, then you're either going to put it into hand, or I guess in the case of Herald, you'd be playing it. And I'm using this definition, which I also throw probably Advisor into here, which if you squint hard enough and think way too hard about it, probably also fits this definition pretty okay. And these are draw cards. They will draw you cards some of the time. It's just a matter of how often they're going to draw you these cards, because they do have this, we can call it a luck element on them, where the top card of your, or the second to top card of your deck needs to be something. And oftentimes, these aren't your favorite draw cards. Like, you'd much rather have something that just says +2 cards, no condition on it. But with trashing, you don't really have a concern about using these, right? Like, even something as weak as Wishing Well, if you can trash down enough, you can get a bunch of Wishing Wells. You can usually wish well enough to get like +2, +3 cards over the course of your turn. And that's often at times going to be enough if you're sufficiently trashed down, and you'll be pretty happy with that until you get towards the end of the game. You start putting green cards in, and maybe everything falls apart, but probably everything was going to fall apart with a better draw card anyways. And so you're pretty happy with those decks. Without trashing, these are a lot more problematic, clearly, just because even if your condition is going to be something that draws a copper or draws an estate, you're not particularly happy about putting copper or estate into your hand at that point. You'd much rather be continuing to draw on. And so in these less pretty decks, having lots and lots and lots of these draw cards matters a lot. Whether it's like one of these conditional things like a C chart. At the point where you have 10 C charts, your first C chart is certainly likely enough to draw another C chart that you're willing to try to draw this way, if you can get a lot of them really, really quickly through Gainer or whatever. Like, similarly, Advisor, oftentimes without trashing, is not the most appealing thing, because your opponent just discards a thing that would let you keep your turn going. But like, if you have 10 Advisors, like, how is that going to work? You're going to have 2 things that keep your turn going in a given choice for your opponent, so you get to keep going with that. So if you have like tons and tons of these, you still get to draw with them in a less clean deck. But clearly, if that's the case, you kind of have to contest a few of them. Get 3, get 4, and then your deck's going to look really sad, because neither player is going to be happy with this outcome. I have 5 Advisors in a crappy deck. Like, I'm never going to be drawing properly. My opponent has 5 Advisors in a crappy deck. They're never going to be drawing properly, and both of these decks are going to look really stupid, but it was something you had to do, because if you had gotten 10 of these things, if you'd gotten even 8 of these things, probably you'd be pretty happy with your situation. It's just that at this point, when you have these 5 C charts or whatever that aren't doing a good job anymore, 5 Heralds in a crappy deck, you're going to have to figure out how to do something else. Gold becomes a little bit more appealing. Kind of go into this more money-oriented style, rather than actually continue to try to make this deck work that clearly won't do it.